Yo, this is Jehoseph, or Joho as my friends call me, and my joystick is broken again. So, since I can't play Virtua Fighter, I've decided to try something a little different. I'm gonna make kind of an instructional video for something specific about using Go, and we'll see how it turns out, and if I do more. So, let's get into it. Alright, what we're going to talk about first is Go's uppercut combos, or his Kirin, whatever you want to call it. It's 3-3-P. If you're new to fighting games or VF in general, the number 3 is down forward. Put up like a keypad or something on the screen so you can kind of understand the directions and the numbers associated to them. I recently just talked to Gentleman Thief about this because if you're good with Go's uppercut and you can check stances quick enough, you can do some of those oh so sexy combos that involve lots of rebounces. And he kind of told me something that pretty much sparked my interest in making a video like this. Okay, so the first thing you need to know about the Kirin, the uppercut combos, is that they only work in closed stance against certain characters. I'll list the characters in the YouTube comment or something because I don't know them off the top of my head yet. What you really need to be able to do is see what stance you're in before the uppercut hits, because it gets really too hard to see what stance they're in while they're in the air for you to be able to decide which combo you should be doing. So you need to see it before it hits. Okay, so we're going to talk about the way Gentleman Thief kind of said you should do it, and that's if you see what stance you're in before the uppercut hits, go for the rebounds combo. And if you don't see what stance you're in when it connects, just do an offensive move to his back and do one of those combos. They pretty much the most damaging combos on some characters anyway. You see a lot of people for a counter hit knee do like just 6P plus KP. I mean, even in like casuals and stuff, which doesn't make sense to me. If you're playing in a casual match or whatever, just try to go for the most damaging combos. That way when you're in a match that matters, you'd be more comfortable doing it. So try not to get into the habit of just taking the easy way out and try to learn stuff like this. The easy combos definitely have their purposes. I mean, if the opponent's really low on health and you end up getting a counter hit knee, and then yeah, go for the easy one to KO him. That's less room for mistake, but for the most part you should be doing the uppercuts. Okay, so the easiest way I've found to check the stance after a counter hit knee specifically is to see which way the opponent is facing, if his back is towards the screen or his face is towards the screen. If his, like in this example, his back is towards the screen and knee switches your own stance, so you see his back towards the screen and the knee puts your back towards the screen, so you know that's open stance, so the rebounds combo isn't going to work. So in this situation, when you see that the knee hits and both your backs are towards the screen, you should go for the offensive move combo, which will net you pretty much the most damage you can get off of it. In regards to checking the stance before the uppercut hits without a knee, I mean, you really just need to look and see what stance he's in. It's simpler than that. You really just gotta look. I mean, like Gentleman Thief said in his one post to me, is you know, it all just happens in his head now. He doesn't even really think about it so much as it just happens. It's like muscle memory, just being able to see it and know when to do it, and you're not going to be able to do that unless you do it over and over and over and try the different ways, checking the stances, doing the offensive move combos, and switching it up so that you know what to do with each one. And after a while, you should be able to do it pretty consistently like he does. You should at least get used to doing the offensive move combos. They're pretty easy. It's pretty easy to see which way his back was. Alright, in case that way isn't helpful to all people, there is a way to check the stance after the uppercut hits. I think it's a lot harder, but we'll go through it anyway. After the uppercut hits, you'll see both of his legs go back. The one that is kind of further back, kind of sticks out more too, is the side of the screen his back was to. So if you see which leg was where his back was, and you can look at yours and figure out what stance it was. But that's pretty hard to do. It might help with the offensive move combos for you, but that's probably it. I couldn't see you being able to, I mean, maybe unless you're Japanese or something, being able to check the stance while he's in the air and decide which combo to do with such a small amount of time. Alright, the second thing we're going to talk about is something that I think is a pretty important part in Go's game, is his defense, namely his elbow sabaki. In case you didn't know, there's two different elbow sabakis that can happen kind of based on stance. One of them gives you a guaranteed 0 frame throw, so you really want to learn this. I mean, hitting the sabaki into a 270 throw for like 90 damage it's like half their health. It's just really important to know. And checking the stances for the elbow sabaki is a lot easier because there's an audio cue. If you're in the stance where you can only hit P plus K, Go will say this. And if you're in the stance where a 0 frame throw is guaranteed, Go says this. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to tell which one happens. What I wanted to bring up is a way to kind of buffer in. It's not so much buffering in the throw as just having it ready. When the elbow sabaki happens, you can really input like a 270 throw incredibly slow. You can start at the bottom and just start circling around, and by the time you circle all the way around, you should be able to hear if it was in the right stance or not to do it. I just kind of wanted to point that out. You circle it all the way around, and if it's the right stance, hit PG. If it's not the right stance, just let go of the stick and hit PK. It's a pretty simple way to do it. I mean, you could do it, you know, just not buffering the throw motion in, but I think that's a lot harder to do, especially if you want to hit a 270 throw or something. Yeah, so if you want to try it out, just hit up dojo mode and see how slow you can put in a 270 throw. I mean, it works pretty much perfectly with being able to do the right follow-up to which sabaki you use. And that's pretty much everything I had to say for now. I really don't have any plans to do any more of these unless someone brings up something in particular that they want to know about. I don't know. And maybe I can make another one if you guys would want it. I hope someone learned something from this. Maybe one person, just anyone. Anyone learning something. It would make it worth it. This is my way of giving back to the Virtua Fighter community, I guess.